This video is brought to you by Straight Goods News, Canada's alternative online news source. Visit straightgoods.ca.
And I will be talking to the issue that was raised with regard to the British criminal who's being allowed back into Canada. Thought you might want to know some of the facts in the case. Our team has a copy of the letter that Olivia wrote in Gary Freeman's case. Just so you'll know, contrary to what Minister Kenney affirmed in the House, there was no cop killing. Mr. Freeman served 30 days in Cook County Jail for an incident that took place when he was a young man in Chicago in the 1960s. Olivia?
Subsequently, he came to Canada. He's a librarian workers in Toronto. They have 4 Canadian-born kids. Since being sent back to U.S., he's not been able to be united with his family. You should see the sadness in the wife's eyes. He's never been able to come to Canada because of a very tiny 30 days jail term in the U.S. And let me tell you, he was not even able to give birth of the grandson. He was not able to help, and it's surely a double standard that conservatives take care of their conservative friends, rich friends like Conrad Black, that he can come into Canada, whereas a person like Gary Freeman, who is an ordinary Canadian librarian worker, are not able to rejoin the family whom he'd lived with for 40 years in Canada.
So what do you base your allegation of political interference on?
He did not kill a cop. You need to ask the minister to justify his erroneous statement after saying that he would not talk about a personal case, and then he just made a huge mistake to accuse Gary Freeman of a cop. No, he didn't kill any cop.
Should Conrad Black be allowed to come back to Canada?
This is a simple case of a double standard on behalf of the Conservative government. There's obviously one set of standards for Conservative Party insiders and another that applies to everyone else. Irrespective of the fact that the statement by Minister Kenney was, of course, factually completely wrong, what we did deal with when we asked that this be dealt with properly, we brought in the wife of a person who had been living in Canada peacefully for 40 years. Had been held in detention here for over 3 years before going back to the States, and he served a grand total of 30 days in the States. So there's clearly a double standard here in government treatment of these issues.